Colleagues, dear friends, dear guests, this is a study performed in a university hospital in Prague, and it was focused on perioperative cardiovascular complications compared to perioperative bleeding in patients with cardiovascular diseases who underwent cardiac surgery. It was an all-comers. Patients with cardiovascular disease who underwent major non-cardiac surgery in departments of general surgery, trauma orthopedic surgery, urology, and neurosurgery in a tertiary hospital. And 2/3 of patients underwent elective surgery, and 1/3 of patients underwent acute surgery. We registered also the mortality of those patients without cardiovascular disease who were operated. There were much more, of course. So the mortality of patients with cardiac disease was 3.9%, and the mortality of other operated patients without any known cardiac disease was 0.9%. We analyzed also the timing of interruption of antithrombotic drugs, and this graph shows you the duration of withdrawal of aspirin in groups without complications versus groups with cardiovascular and bleeding complications, and a small group with both types of complications. This graph shows the surprise which we found. We expected that the risk of bleeding and the risk of cardiovascular complications will cross. It will come in different directions. And this slide shows you that it actually followed the same course. So the patients who were who had short interruption of aspirin had increased risk of both types of complications. However, in multivariant analysis, this was not found to be significant, and there were other factors found to be significant for predicting of these complications. For perioperative ischemia, this was general anesthesia, acute type of surgery, chronic heart failure present before surgery, coronary artery disease with recent PCI, hemoglobin level, specifically anemia, and of course age. And for perioperative bleeding, only 2 factors were found independent in multivariate analysis, and this was presence of artificial heart valve and high platelet count. So how to interpret the data on aspirin interruption? Patients with no or only short aspirin interruption before surgery had more bleeding complications as well as more cardiovascular complications than those in whom aspirin was stopped at least 1 week before surgery. However, multivariate analysis did not found this to be an independent factor. Most likely, this is related to the fact that short aspirin interruption was mostly among patients undergoing acute surgery with inherent higher risk for both types of complications. A more detailed analysis focused on a subgroup of elective surgical patients is planned. So the study conclusions are: perioperative cardiovascular complications in non-selected patients with cardiovascular diseases who undergo non-cardiac surgery are rather rare. Antithrombotic therapy interruption shortly before surgery was not associated with lower risk of perioperative cardiovascular complications in the overall study population. Among elective subgroup, there was a trend towards increased risk of complications when aspirin was stopped 4 to 8 days prior surgery, and this is what deserves further study. Thank you.
Thank you. This study that really addresses a real practical question is now open for questions. Any questions? So you're comparing it to a standard 7 days of stopping aspirin. Is that what you were really following a registry, or you were trying to randomize them?
The original aim of the study was to do a 2-year registry, and based on the results of 2 years registry to design a randomized study. When we have seen these results of the registry, we decided to prolong registry by 6 months and to end this study and not to start the randomized study, because there were several reasons for this decision not to start randomized study. And the reason number 1 was that the event rate was quite low. So this study should be very big, and this was behind the feasibility. And the other reasons were that the result didn't show what we expected, the crossing of the effects.
Very good. Any other questions? Yes. Wait to the microphone, please.
Spencer King. It seems that with cardiac surgery, we never stop the aspirin. We always continue it without any concern. In fact, always feeling that's safer with non-cardiac surgery. I guess the message here is for the people who insist that you stop the aspirin. They're probably, you have an argument here that maybe that's not necessary if you feel the patient needs it. Is that what you're saying?
This can be interpreted in both ways. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think our study will change the guidelines. I think the current guidelines should go as they are written. This data doesn't make us give us rule to propose any change of guidelines.
Great. Thank you very much. Our next study is entitled LINK Study, a multi-center randomized trial comparing